everyone. Welcome to R6SC Academy, and today we're going to be going through lesson 2, which is angles and setup. But before we dive deep, I'd like to say that this is brought to you by R6SC and in conjunction with SCAPE Esports. So before we start off, we're going to start off with introductions again because I know that there's some new people here. So we'll start off with me and Jordan. So if you guys can join the Discord screen share, that'll be good. Starting off, my name is Valone Divine Cell, and I'm 22 years old this year, and I used to play a lot of console Siege. So like I was saying yesterday, console actually got me into Siege, and it was something that I used to scratch my FPS itch when I was busy during my after O-level/JC period. Recently I came second in the 2021 SG Malaysia, Indonesia, and Philippines Operation League, and I've hit Diamond 3 times on PC. So with me today is also Jordan, JShift. He's 26 years old and he does BMX riding. He's a 3 times Plat 2 on PC, and he's also helping me with the R6SC community outreach, and he's also the leader for that department. So let's start off with you guys. So I see that Republic, Raiden, and Debate are here. So maybe give me a bit of an introduction of yourself and then why you're here today and what you're looking to learn. So maybe we go top down. Let's start with Republic.
You can call me Daryl, but many people know me for Republic. I'm inside a R6 team right now, and I'm just hoping to do better in my setups and everything because there were many times I screw up, especially in scrimmage. And my rank is Plat 3. Scrims in generals and past tournaments that I played. This team, this team, technically first I was looking for a team because I wanted to go pro in R6. Then after that, I heard from my friend that he's inside this team, so I decided to give it a tryout. And then I passed the tryout. So I'm this thing called XCS, used to be called Salayan something. And I'm a fragger and a soft support player.
Nice, nice, nice. That's good to know. So maybe later some of the fragging roles/support roles that I'm talking about might be a bit of importance to you. Hope
Mm.
we can pick up some things today. Maybe let's move on with Raiden. Hi, Raiden.
Yo. So sorry, so sorry. Yeah, you can call me Raiden, but my name is Valentini. So,
Cool name, cool name.
I just started Siege like a month. Yeah, like a month. So just trying to get better, I guess. Yeah.
Nice.
I
I see.
I vaguely know what's going on, but still very unfamiliar with the game. So hopefully this helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, cause I want to get good. Yeah.
Nice. I hope this whole R6SC Academy will be useful to you. So you said you started about a month ago, right? Like, have you played FPS before, or is this your first?
Uh, I mean, I would say this is my first because I haven't played in like 8 years. The last FPS I played was like Team Fortress 2. So yeah.
Damn, I was a head addict back then. Yeah.
I mean
So
it's a head simulator. So
yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. Nice. Good to hear. 1 month in Siege is pretty short time, but hopefully I can catch you up to speed, and then maybe you'll learn some good things that you can apply in game. And Debate, what's up, man? Saw you yesterday. Saw you today. Looking good.
I B. I chose this name partially because I like to play Alibi. I have been playing Siege. I started Siege around Rising Tides. Is it Kali? Kali is Rising Tides, right? Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
yeah. I started Siege around Rising Tides. But didn't have much to play with until I found several Siege servers to get to play with. This is my second account after my friend got my first one banned.
Oh,
Uh, so I'm joining this mainly to learn more. Uh, in case I have to take up a certain role in team. Usually I play support like Twitch or Valkyrie.
nice. Have you been on any teams before, or like, are you interested in joining a team, that kind of thing?
I have not been on team-wise. I have been on a team, but it was pretty short. The team was uh made when my World of Tanks Blitz clan wanted to branch out into other games as well, but we didn't really go that far. So it's kind of like the idea kind of like just flopped. Team, I'm not really looking for a team right now. Yeah,
Just more looking to learn and then see how it goes,
yeah,
right?
just looking to learn first, then try out for a team when I get more time and not trying to carry my project groupmates in poly.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Hope we have a lot of things to learn today, so maybe let's move into the class. Like I said before, today we're gonna be doing angles and setups. So with angles and setups, today I'll actually be showing you a little bit of CCTV cache hole, and then as much as possible, I'll try to give you my insight as an IGL and how I normally theory craft for a site, or rather, how do I theory craft to the point that I select the right operators and the right amount of utility for me to hold a site a certain way. So actually in this game there are many ways to hold a site, as many of you know. There are many innovations and every season we see new and new changes with each operator. But the setup I'll be showing today is actually a very general setup. It's one that is meant to, as much as possible, buy time and deny the termite from opening your platform wall, which is the most important wall in the whole of Clubhouse. So platform one I'm talking about is actually this wall. I think you guys can see in your Discord, the one that I'm saying now. But before we get into that, let's maybe do a bit of run through of the operators I've chosen. So operators I've chosen for CCTV cache would be Mute, Smoke, Valkyrie, Jaeger, and Bandit. So each of the operators serve a purpose, and I really like choosing the SAS operators in Mute and Smoke a lot. So, Anna was just saying that Valkyrie and, well, who is it? Twitch. Valkyrie and Twitch support. Valkyrie and Twitch can be support, right? I guess, in a sense, with the utility. But yes, quite interesting. Anyway, with Mute and Smoke, they're actually two very versatile operators. Mute is obviously your Mr. Shotgun. Mute, Mute. Smoke, I mean. Smoke primarily is always used for plant denial / making your site rotates. He's the renovator in almost every site, and you see him commonly played on almost every Pro League lineup. So Smoke's purpose is generally to, like I said, make rotates, buy time, and also make vertical lines of sight to help maybe roamers or maybe help people holding power positions like catwalk. So for Mute, he's actually very versatile also. He has the same shotgun as Smoke, the very versatile one, the SAS one. Then for Mute, he does a lot of breach denial and can buy a lot of time in the sense that he can also potentially mute trick, but it's a bit hard to do. Mute can also bring an SMG if he wants to take long range engagements, and of course he also has a C4 and the, I think, barbed wire. Yeah, but forgot about Smoke there. But Smoke actually has a shield and barbed wire. So shields are actually very commonly used nowadays in setups. Shields are one of the most annoying things to clear, and they actually pose a lot of a threat if the attackers leave it up. So having shields and having many bulletproof gadgets will cause you to force the attackers to burn a lot of time when they're doing util clear. So that's why I chose two of them. And then about Valkyrie. So Clubhouse is a site where, especially CCTV cache, if you will slowly, you are bound to get wrapped at some point. So if you have Valkyrie cameras or maybe Valkyrie cameras placed inside or maybe even outside of sight for runouts, you can actually potentially even get early kills or coordinate late round flanks, C4s, that kind of thing to slow down the attackers even more, to prevent him from wrapping you so fast that you can't have any space to play on site. So that's why I chose Valkyrie. And then for Jaeger, Jaeger is the mainstay in almost every lineup like Smoke. He has ADSs, which are invaluable. So ADSs are used to obviously burn your projectile-based utility like flashes, S chargers, Zofia impacts, that kind of thing. And the reason I chose him is because garage is very important to hold, and especially the catwalk. So with regards to the catwalk, if you lose the catwalk, it opens up for a lot of space for attackers to play. It's a kind of a position that is same to, I would say, Astro in Villa, where if you lose Astro, you kind of are forced to make a play instead of waiting for the attackers to come. So catwalk is of utmost importance to defenders. Lastly, Bandit. So Bandit is actually used for bandit tricking and also for breach denial, like I said. So if you're able to trick out one of the Bandit Chargers, the Hibana Pellets, or even the Ace Selmas, right, you can actually cause the attackers to maybe fumble a bit and then even cancel their plans, because if they can't get the breach open, their options are so limited and they funnel through doors, and it makes them very easy to kill. So at this point, any questions about the operators, or do y'all think that, you know, there might be an operator that y'all might bring differently in this setup? So maybe we can start from top down, like Republic. For your team, maybe have you guys tried any other lineups, and then how does it look like for your team?
My lineup is for without. I don't have a bandit. I instead have a kite,
Oh, Kaid.
and I think I replaced Valkyrie with a other operator. But I need to check my file again and let you know again.
Right, right. So you were talking about Kaid, right? So what about Kaid? What was his purpose in your lineup?
Is to electrify the main wall. I put one at red room and the other one is below the at garage. Like no, not the garage wall. I meant like under garage floor. That will electrocute one of the main walls to CC.
Under garage floor.
No, no,
Oh.
under the stairs, the two staircase at the door. Not red stairs.
Oh,
Not
so you're like double electrocrawling the platform wall, am I right?
yes, that's correct.
So you're doing like a top and down. Okay, and that's
Yes.
interesting. That's actually something that I haven't seen much, but probably it's something to think about. Yeah, platform wall, like you said and probably alluded to, it's very important, because if you lose platform wall, I think we all know what happens. You kind of just are forced to give up CCTV. Then the attackers have a lot of control. Then what they do normally is they will go for like a bedroom execute. Then they'll take bedroom. They'll kill the roamer in bedroom. Then after that they'll take construction, right? Then they open the construction wall. Then probably go for a plant. Is that your experience?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so the way I see Kite being played nowadays, like meta, is they are normally bringing him to electroclaw out the garage walls, where in place of the mute jammers I put, they actually put the Kite claws on top of the catwalk. Have you seen that?
No, I never.
So the reason for that is actually because a lot of teams are garage centric. Like I was saying earlier, if you lose garage, you are forced to make a play as a defender. Then the attackers just have to wait you out. They can just bait plant, then you throw C4s, then they will not connect because they're beating you, right? So
Uh,
that's why teams normally put kite electroclaws to to electroclaw the garage walls, because if you lose garage and your garage player dies, you are suddenly forced into a very bad position. You follow me?
yeah, and also I don't have a mute. Instead of mute, it's a Wamai.
Wamai. So I assume your Wamai is playing in
My
catwalk.
Wamai, yes, my Wamai is playing in garage.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of teams also do. So you guys also have an emphasis in the garage, but instead of a kite, you guys bring a Wamai, right?
No kite. I'm playing kite, but
Oh,
instead
you play
of
kite,
mute,
sorry, but you don't kite the like garage walls.
I don't kite the garage wall because our main focus is the main wall more than the garage walls for
Hmm.
us.
Interesting, interesting. Yeah, good point there. I like it a lot. Thank you. Maybe fast track. So operator wise, I see that you play a lot of rank. Maybe tell me about, is this your ideal lineup going to ranked, or will you see something different?
Not the ideal one. The basically we don't have Cade or Bandit. We just use mute signal jammer on on the platform wall, one on the cache single wall, one construction wall, and one on top red.
So what's your game plan here? What do you aim to do to,
The
deny the plan?
It's basically just to waste time. We don't even let them. We just waste time for them to open the wall.
So
The
you allow them to
Romo,
open the wall.
we do allow them to open the wall, but very late game. Our main focus is for the Roma, which is usually Vigil or someone else, or like a Cav or maybe someone else, to just roam, get early picks, and then come back to site. At that point, most of the mute jammers have either been destroyed or mapped out,
Right.
and the wall is already open.
So
And then we slowly coordinate, like in the cache itself, and for site setup, we don't make a rotate on the catwalk. catwalk side of the wall. We just
Ah,
make like a line, like a line of sight, and we hold that bottom the garage stairs from by sitting on top of the desk on the bomb side on B. So we make a hole on the cache wall that is adjacent to the like rather not adjacent but parallel to the line of sight, and then we climb up on the desk that's attached to the bombs the
the
bomb,
green box one,
and
right?
then
Yeah.
yeah, and then we like just crouch on there, and then we have a full line of sight to the garage stairs, and that's how we hold garage.
Nice, nice. Okay, so two
There's
interesting
usually
points.
one more person is usually holding catwalk. That's like very early round. But once the platform wall is open, the person on the catwalk moves back to side, trying to hold the server window. Or if he can't do that, then he jumps down, goes to top red.
I I see, I see. Okay, so two interesting points you have pointed out, which is basically the catwalk line of sight, right?
Yeah.
And then the other one is the roamers, where you guys heavily rely on your roamers to get early picks slash to slow the attackers down. So maybe let's talk about a little bit about the line of sight. Why is there a line of sight instead of a rotate? Do you have any?
Because what usually happens when we play is that we get killed from that rotation itself, because it in late game the enemy attackers basically have a free rotation or line of sight from the garage stairs itself to like the cache door or server door, whatever it's called.
Interesting.
So to block that, we just make a single line of sight the way you do on Oregon basement to have a freezer line of sight from small box. It's basically the same concept, but we hold it from cache to the garage stairs. That way, we can hold the two major sites, and then even if we decide to give up, we don't have to worry about someone coming from there, or rather holding an angle from garage stairs from that rotation hole.
Yeah, nice. So actually, the line of sight is actually something that I'll bring up later also, and I'll explain to you maybe in further detail why the line of sight is made instead of a rotate. In but you kind of got it already. But I'll explain to you why also, like another reason why. So roamers also is something that you depend on, but I'll say that this site is less roamer dependent, but it's more site heavy, where you guys have to play off the site instead of playing off site. Uh, Maybe about Raiden or Raiden. So what have you observed, and have you seen anything that you think is interesting, like to the lineup?
I think it's a good lineup. It's just that what if Valk is banned? Okay, yeah, that's
Hmm.
my question.
So, yeah, so Valk is banned. So like I was saying, we use actually the Valk cams to give us information late into the round, right? Because we know that eventually whatever you do, the wall might be open. And then in order to prevent that, I mean you can't really prevent that. So you have to play into that, you have to just accept it and say, okay, what's my next step? So actually Valkyrie is used here to like I said, deny the bomb plan and deny control of construction. So you can make a play like a flank or whatever. Then for the camps outside, obviously to do runouts from garage or maybe even secret here. So if she's banned, another thing you can do is actually bring in Maestro or you can bring in Echo. So Echo is actually very widely used nowadays, but he's not really used for this site because normally what the Echo does is that he throws his yokais, right? Like let's say in construction, then in CCTV. Then because one is his he just recently got nerfed. His yokais are no longer invisible. So they are very, very obvious. And second is that for this site, there's not really a clear way for you to rotate down or hide in a corner safely, which is what normally echoes do. So map that Echo is regularly played is like Cafe. I think reading slash fireplace. I've seen CAG play him. So the way they play him is actually he plays on site. He fumbles with his camps, somewhere in train, somewhere in pillars. Then late in the round, what he does is he drops the fireplace hatch and he goes to kitchen. Then he just rats out there for the last 20 seconds. But in Clubhouse, it's a bit hard to play Echo, so most teams bring Maestro. And Maestro, there's normally a cam here. Then there's a cam here.
Okay.
So this cam actually can see the platform and see whether they're planting. It's not really to shoot them when they're planting, but it's more for information, giving you information late in the round. So your players like Mute or maybe another C4 operator like Bandit can actually go down and throw C4s and deny the plant. So that's how teams counter that when Valkyrie is banned. Yeah. So good point. I like that a lot. What
I have
about the
a
bait?
question.
Sorry.
Is
Yeah.
it possible instead of Maestro to go for Mozzie?
So
That's
Nice.
interesting.
yeah, Mozzie is an interesting take, and the reason I don't bring him up is because Mozzie. Okay, like let's assuming you still have mute, right? But I don't think your team has mute. Am I wrong, alright?
My team does not have mute, and I
Okay.
just checked again that we reinforce the middle wall in red and create a line of sight in the left wall.
This one.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's actually a very old way to play that, and I'll explain to you why we don't reinforce this wall anymore. But I know why you reinforce this wall, because late in the round you get very pressured, right? Like they wall bang, then after that you're like, wow, I have nowhere else to play. Then you are forced to play like here or here, which is so uncomfortable.
Because it will expose me to either window or if the main wall is destroyed.
I see. Okay, so
And also
mm-hmm.
and also I just realized that instead of two players playing in garage, the kite will be holding a CC with a deployable shield
You see with a deployable shoe.
at the
So
door
here,
to cache.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So this spot is actually called TV. So
Yeah.
TV shoe is actually very easily cleared. It can be cleared from Jenny, which is here. I call this Jenny. So Jenny window,
Okay.
you have an angle to nade it, or your platform clearer and another termite slash Shibana can actually throw flashes, and the Zofia rappelling, which is normally the Zofia here, can actually impact the shield. But the reason why teams put a shield here is to actually kill this player that is rappelling early round. Because normally teams don't have enough manpower to replace this player, or they will not even bother replacing him in the lower levels of player. But if a good attacking team will always try to replace this player because this is so strong, like this position where you're rappelled. But in regards to Mozzie, like you were saying earlier, the reason why
Yeah.
you don't bring Mozzie for me is because I have mute. But Mozzie is also an interesting option because first, yes, he denies information in the form that he can catch a few drones. So like if you put them like Master Brim door, yeah, you might potentially get a drone, and maybe even on the Logi hatch, under the Logi hatch. When they drone down, they might not see the pest, and then it might get caught. But the reason why I don't bring Mozzie is because once you are caught, right, your drone is so out of position and you are so far away. Because normally Mozzie is roaming. If you realize, your Mozzie player will always be a roamer. And when he roams, imagine your drone gets caught and then you're in the middle of a roam in bar. Like here. Let's imagine you're in bar, like under here. Do you actually have the time to press 5 in the middle of bar, find yourself a safe position, and move your drone because you get shot again? Very, very.
No,
No, right?
I
Yeah.
don't think so
Yeah.
because they
Like,
will just after the drone get captured, they will just destroy straight
yeah,
away.
correct. So that's why I don't recommend Mozilla. Mozilla is like an unreliable way to get information late in the round. Yeah.
Alright.
So let's move on more to the setup. Actually, oh yeah, sorry, Bait. So Bait, have you seen any difference in the lineups, or what is the lineup that you would bring to this setup?
Generally, the team that I play with generally prefer to use instead of mute, they will have a Kate or Kai, whatever, to hold the wall near bit construction, the red color one.
Sorry, can you say that
Um,
again? That you wanted to mute construction.
no, Kate. They use Kate to hold the wall in construction to make sure they can't push in from there. And then not this one, that one and the other one. That one as well. So I'm the one doing the Kate, because in the teams that I play with, I play Kate more, so I can Kate trick the platform wall if necessary. If the bandit wants to like rotate his things over in case he doesn't want the bandit trick, then I'll take over like trying to trick on the platform wall instead.
Yeah, Kate is actually very versatile. Like I was saying before in one of the R6 chats in R6SC, I think that he's just a better bandit. But the reason why I don't bring him now is because I would say in most rank stacks, nobody really likes to play a 3 armor because they're very slow. But in terms of Kate, his utility is actually very, very good. He has a throwable gadget and he has a larger radius than Bandit. Because if you actually throw it properly, I think most of you know, you actually can get 3 walls, right? Yeah, so good on you for bringing Kate, and it's something to think about. And like you said earlier, this trench wall is actually very important also to mute. This is the one you mute, right? This little wall. Bait.
Yeah, that wall.
Yeah, so the reason why you mute this wall or deny this wall a little bit is because if they open this wall, you basically lost the whole of construction, which is a good point. I like that you brought it up. And we'll move into that later. But let's talk more about the setup and the way I've chosen to set up the site and the utility I've placed. So like I said earlier, maybe we start with mute. Mute is to deny drones and to information denial and wall denial. So you see that his mute jammers are won by the construct door. So this one is to save your green box player a little bit when they're being pressured eventually. Then another one, upgrade stairs to prevent any kind of attacker information collection, upgrade stairs. Because once you lose raid stairs, you practically lost the round. And then barbed wire, the smoke's barbed wire most likely will be on raid stairs to deny an attacker pushing up and giving you a sound cue. And then another one on cash door. In conjunction with this mute jammer, it's really very hard to clear. Then the other two mute jammers near garage wall, like Republic was saying, they normally try to give the garage wall, but I feel like there's an importance to it because I say it's a power position. If you lose it, then you're forced to make a play instead of the attackers going on. Next, we have Smoke. So Smoke actually has a shield, but I've chosen to bring barbed wire for him because I feel like in the sense of a general setup, maybe some teams might pick off the shield. Then I was saying his barbed wires go cash door and red stairs. Then for Valkyrie, so Valkyrie will bring C4 for plant denial. So this is actually a very heavy plant denial setup. We have 3 C4. So a lot of it is dependent on first the smoke buying out time by smoking off the A plant, CCTV plant, and then after that relying on the cameras to throw C4s. So your players will eventually rotate either down through the concepts or red stairs to set up for that C4 throw. And then for Jaeger, so Jaeger will play catwalk early in the round. He'll put 1 ADS, his barbed wire on Jenny, his barbed wire on garage stairs, then 2 ADSs on catwalk. This allows him with his good gun, to challenge platform or even, fight off the garage door player. So Bandit, right? Bandit start of the round and maybe even middle of the round will be mostly on the platform wall, trying to deny, trying to bandit trick, that kind of thing. So let's talk about their positioning. So Mute is actually placed in connector here, and he will early in the round probably play in bedroom. So he'll deny like 1 or 2 drones, then fall back to connector, maybe shoot another drone, then fall back. So this whole setup, right, like I said, is very site centric. We're not trying to roam, we're trying to hold the site. Then Mute Smoke will most likely be in cash. He'll be on cams for the roamers, for like Mute, holding the main stair cam, holding the bar cam, that kind of thing. Then maybe even holding Valkyrie's cam outside to allow her to run out. So Bandit, like I said, early in the round, Bandit tricking, that kind of thing. Jaeger in garage, holding garage, shooting drones in conjunction with Valkyrie. I always like a 2-player garage setup because I feel that garage is hotly contested, and then if you lose garage, it's kind of game over. So 2 players in garage really helps with that drone denial, that run out potential from Valkyrie the camp. So yeah, I think we're mostly done with this slide. We'll move on next to maybe showing you a little bit more of how the rotates look like, that kind of thing. So in a very general setup, right, you'll see that like Fast Try said, instead of rotate here, like I've said, it's actually a line of sight. So the reasoning behind why most teams have adopted a line of sight instead of a rotate is because one, like Fast Try said, they will actually use that against you and kill you, and you allow them to, once they have garage, they can just freely walk into the site and then they will not be punished. So the way to punish them is actually to make this a line of sight. One, it denies the platform players from making a quick rush and running into the rotate and killing you, the catwalk player. And two, it allows it forces the attackers to bring a soft breacher to catwalk or forces the Zofia in platform to impact this wall. So if they don't do any of those, right, they're actually forced to vault the window, which is obviously a free kill for any defender playing red stairs. So that's why most teams have made it a line of sight instead of a rotate nowadays. For the red stairs to cash rotate, it's normally placed on the right side because the 2 construct walls are reinforced. But you see that some teams, they will actually reinforce only 1 construct wall, the right side one, and then they will leave the left one soft to challenge into bedroom. This makes the construct take from attackers very uncomfortable. So, but in conjunction, the defenders must also adapt when they make that setup happen. So they will actually make the rotate on the left. So the reason why they make the rotate on the left is because, like I was saying earlier, this box in cache, this green box will actually block any line of sight from the window like this. So they make the rotate on the left instead of the right. Because if you make it on the right, the attacker can just stand here and look at your rotate, which is obviously a bit, doesn't make sense. For this line of sight, this is something that actually Fast Track also brought up. So it's the cache C4/smoke holes. These holes are commonly used to throw C4s if you can't get downstairs in time, or to even for your smoke to smoke out platform to smoke out the B default plant. And another use for it is also to deny garage stairs, like you see this little thin angle. But normally, if a smoke is playing here, he better have a pretty good aim, because this angle is very thin. And then if the attackers cross it and they pre-fire you, you're pretty much dead. But it's another way to hold catwalk stairs. Interesting that Fast brought it up, and I really like it. So, any of you have any questions, or have you made a different rotate in cache, or maybe even the rotate I was talking about on the left side? Do you have any questions regarding that? Maybe we can stop top down. Maybe start with Fast Track again. Hey, Fast Track.
Could you repeat the question?
So I was saying, the rotates you have seen, right? Are they some rotates you use, or did you find the rotate that I said on the left side of red stairs more interesting? Like, do you have any questions with regards to that? Why is it made on the left side?
On the red stairs, well, it's pretty much just to have like a line of sight to construction door, right? Because most people what later on what they we give up construction control, so it's easier for at least two attackers to be there. So if someone's holding from top red, you can at least have like a line of sight to construction door if someone or if anyone manages to push through, and then you can just clear out so that.
Yeah. Actually, good point. Some teams also make line of sights instead of rotates, like Flash said. They actually use it to
Yeah.
smoke out the construct door, right?
No, what happens is we don't play smoke on red. So if someone's playing on top red, which is usually me, what I do is reinforce the middle wall, make a shotgun hole on the left side. That way when attackers push through, their most of the attention is on the top red rotate, and then I can just shoot them from my shotgun hole,
Okay.
which is like a free kill.
So an interesting thing that you say is that you like Republic, you guys reinforce the middle wall, right?
It's easier
So-
to hold top red when
Right.
you reinforce
Okay,
the.
so but when you reinforce the middle wall, what is the wall that you are giving up in the whole setup? So like
It's
I
usually
will-
construction wall. It's either
this wall, right?
construction wall. Yeah, it's either that or one of the garage walls.
One of the garage walls, I see. What about
Mostly the rightmost garage wall is what we give up because it, even if they open it, it doesn't really like be disadvantageous to us, other than the fact that they might have garage control early, but we already have someone watching garage stairs, so it doesn't really matter. And also one more person who's like on the rafters, so we give up the rightmost garage wall or construction wall.
I see. Okay. Republic, yeah, something to say, right, with regards to your setup.
Mm, no, because my setup I'll just give away construction because all my scrimmage matches they never go garage, they will just go construction. So that's why I reinforce middle so that it will have lower risk for me to get
Die.
wall bang.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the reason why most teams, including my team, we reinforce this wall now is because we really, really want to deny drones. And if you have this wall soft, a lot of good teams, right, they will actually early round or somewhat early mid round, they'll open this wall, then you completely lost construction. And what happens is that if you also leave this wall soft, they can just breach charge it for free. And if you want to make their hard breaches life hard, right, normally we will reinforce this, force them to use a bit of utility, and it also serves as a sound cue for your bedroom player to rotate back. Because if this wall is opening, your side player, the smoke, can actually say, hey, the trench wall is being opened, you need to come back because they're going to cut you off soon. Then that's the cue for your bedroom player to rotate back safely. So that's the reason why most teams, instead of reinforcing top red, we know that it's a risk, but we take that risk because information denial is more important than, I would say, playing this position. Because this position is almost never played well. Like, even if you reinforce this position, it's a bit hard to make magic happen. Instead, you should be looking to deny plant from by C4 or playing to your life near the B bomb, the green box.
What do you guys use on to deny the construction wall, or do you just guys leave it?
So actually, what we use is we use a mute jammer.
Okay.
So it gives that extra layer of sound cue because they have to first open this window, find the line of sight and shoot it, or you get the Maverick to come over. So we are actually causing the attackers to make a lot of unpleasant rotations, and when that happens, they actually waste a lot of time, right? Because
Okay.
not only do you have to drone out that this is jam, you have to get your teammate to say, hey, I need you to stop whatever you're doing. I need you to open this wall so we can actually take bedroom, because this bedroom guy is so annoying, we can't do with him. You know, that kind of thing. And yeah, so the way we play this construct, right, is actually we also sometimes some teams they like to leave this soft to make you uncomfortable. Then they'll play like I said the smoke shield, they'll put it on the green box. So that's how they deny. So moving on, I think it was Republic next. So Republic next, maybe you have any questions about the rotate?
No, really. To be honest, this is how my team plan out.
Nice. Okay, I see. So yeah, it's a very general kind of setup, and most teams use it. So this is what I also recommend it because it's very simple and easy to understand. What about Raiden? You have a month in siege. What are your thoughts about rotates, and did they immediately make sense to you, or was it a bit confusing when
Yeah,
you first saw
they
people
they
making
make
rotates?
sense. You said what I was gonna ask. Some people leave console soft and they make a line of sight there also. So what do you think about that?
So by making cons wall soft, like I said before, it's really just to make because okay, going back to the lineup, the blueprint, when you want to take construction, right, there's essentially I would say 4 ways to take construction. One is the trench wall, another one is this logi double
Logia.
wall, then third is this bedroom door, and fourth is this window. And the moment you make a line of sight here, right, you essentially cut off these 2 entry points, right? Because if you vote
Alright.
in and somebody is watching you, you know you're gonna die. And then another one is if you try to peek it dry, like without a drone, then you don't have any like sort of pressure on this guy, right? And he plays behind a shield, you're also gonna immediately die. So the reason teams make a rotate line of sight here is to deny these 2 entry points and force the attackers to use utility on this reinforced wall. So we force them to either Hibana out this wall, or we force them to call the sledge over, make a lot of rotations, then they waste a lot of time. So good question, and yeah, it's essentially forcing them into other means of taking construction.
Okay.
Yeah. So what about bait? You got any questions with regards to rotates, or maybe another another site in Clubhouse? What was an interesting rotate you saw?
Don't have.
Don't have yeah, that's fine. See that Zane is in the chat, right? So Zane, you got any pointers you like to say?
Yeah, hey. So I have basically two questions. First one is related to the construction rotation. Sorry, construction. I mean the garage rotation. Sorry. So usually I've seen teams nowadays they make a line of sight on that area.
This
So
this gym rotate.
not the gym rotate. Sorry, I actually meant to say the garage rotation.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So people tend to make a line of sight over there. So what's your view on that? And my second question was so usually what we do is on the red side red rotation we make the rotation on the middle wall, and then we use a shield on the table, on the cache table,
Oh,
to
yeah.
protect the
Okay, I've
rotation.
seen that. So you want my thoughts on that, right?
Yep.
Okay, so for garage line of sight, like I was saying, I think you were not here before, but basically what I was saying is that the reason why people make line of sights nowadays is because attackers normally to clear out this catwalk player, right? They'll actually make this very ballsy play. So one is either they will either jump in this window if you have no barbed wire, or they'll clear it and then they'll jump in. Then they'll use that rotate against you to kill you. So they actually do this very, very fast play. They will drone out and see nobody's close TV, nobody's close raid, and nobody's here because we have opened this wall, right? So what they do is they'll jump in. I think Virtue does this from G2. What he does is he jumps in, he gangsters, and then after that he kills the catwalk player. And this is a call out that even if you give fast enough, your catwalk player won't be able to process and you'll die. So that's one of the reasons why it's not a rotate. Another reason is also because when the attackers do a fast hit, right, they can actually do a very quick run. If they don't ADS, they do a quick run behind A, they use the rotate and kill you. Just like what Virtue did, but the opposite side. Then another one is once the attackers have garage, the rotate is easy for them to rotate into side. without being seen if there's nobody playing here. The TV door.
Right.
This hard right
So they
corner,
will be
hard left
forced to
corner here.
use their utility on the wall
Yeah,
to
so
make.
what we do is we force the attackers to use utility, one, to make this a rotate, and second, if they don't have utility, we force them to vote the window, which is a death trap. You follow me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Also,
so-
I think one more point is just to add to it is I think Monty pushes. So you can counter those Monty pushes by making
right.
lines.
Very good point. Yeah. So actually, you might have seen one of my operation videos, but we actually had Monty. Then they actually had a line of sight, so we were forced to make a rotate. Then the Monty had to unshield, and by the time he got his shield back up, he died. So
Yeah, the same happened with me. So I was
right,
stuck on
yeah.
the window. I was forced to vault in.
Exactly, yeah. So this is also another Monty little counter here. With regards to your middle rotate, right, it's something I've seen before, but I kind of don't really see a worth in it because you put your shield here, right? Your shield essentially
the
has no
table,
your shield on the cache table. I mean, sorry.
Yep.
So your shield is essentially one to give you cover when you're rotating, and two for you to pick off, right? But the reason why I think many teams have not picked this up yet is because it's only effective in blocking out this area. And the
That's
shield
right.
is something that you can choose to not peek into. You can actually try to clear it from construct wall if you have opened it. So many teams maybe have not picked it up because of this. Instead, they think this shield is better while opening the logi walls. So they make a line of sight here, then they play off the shield here, which has more worth in my opinion. The shield
Right.
is
Yeah.
more, yeah, it has more worth. So moving on, you have any other questions?
No, that's it from my side. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, we'll be looking at some videos that we have put up for angles and setup. Then we can have a short chit chat with regards to that. Clutches.
Hey, bunker clean, bunker not pushing.
I'm gonna die soon. Can someone hold my cam? I need to plug
Take
in
one
my
of the
mouse.
ADS.
Watching cam?
Somewhere.
Yeah.
Gridlock main stairs bottom.
How do you not expect that fast? We already told you that you know.
Fast
Hit
watch,
it.
throw it down. I mean,
Ash main stairs. Top main.
Which means I'm gonna put breaching the hatch.
but you all come here, then the back,
I'm watching back, don't worry, I'm watching back.
I'm putting ADS.
I
I'm
cannot
holding
fight.
freezer.
Above, going backstairs.
Oh, there's somebody in. Yeah, he's in.
He's
Yeah, watch out.
Ash small tower. Sorry, Ash big tower, X big tower.
Let me ask you a question, bro.
I can shotgun him, Gonna take over laundry, take over laundry.
Cooking.
Laundry,
Hey, chicks, okay. They draw my tower. They draw me in bunker.
Got Ash rotated.
Hey,
One
laundry.
main.
Laundry.
One laundry.
Got him. Pick him up.
Cannot.
Cannot. No good.
Is he
I
there?
just kill, but you all just kill. I try to find him.
Freezer,
Wait,
is it?
I try to find him.
Oh, freezer clear. We got freezer clear.
I got the gridlock already though.
Pay him out lor. Okay. So yeah, so you guys have watched the video. Maybe tell me some interesting things you have seen. Then, mainly I'm looking out for things about the call out, the setups, and the rotations made by the players in the video. So let's have a chat about that. So let's start with maybe Republic. Give me your opinion from a team environment. Like, what do you notice?
I would say from the point of view of yours, it was a smart choice to to barricade a bunker, then take away your shield because, and then place it in another position because you understand where they're pushing from or something.
Right. So essentially what you see in the video is what we call moving of utility. So moving of utility, it means that, like what I said earlier, your setups, there are many ways to play a side, and it's never set in stone because this game is kind of like chess, there's many moves you can make, and then each move will change the outcome of the game. So like over here, what we did was we moved our utility in order to, better react to the attacker's push. So good point you brought up, and yeah, it's something that every team should aim to do and try to maximize the most worth out of the utility, because there's no point in putting a shield in blue when nobody's pushing blue. Yeah. So
Right.
maybe Raiden. You have had a month in Siege. Have you tried something like this? Is this interesting to you?
Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, not very familiar with this site, so
Mm.
yeah. So yeah, I'm just gonna listen to everyone else.
So maybe let's talk about a site. Like, let's say, what are you most familiar with nowadays in the game? Like, what map?
Cafe and clubhouse.
Okay, so Cafe and Clubhouse, right? So I think you have seen maybe like Cafe Pixel. Have you seen Cafe Pixel?
Uh,
So it's like
depending
the
on
third floor side. It's on the front
piano,
of
is
White
it?
Hallway. Then after it's facing cigar slash minibar and piano.
Oh,
So normally
okay.
teams
Yeah,
will
yeah,
put a
yeah.
shield there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah, I
you
know, I
kind
know,
of
I
envision
know.
what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
So some teams actually nowadays you see that it's very common that some teams don't push into piano just because the shield is there, because it's very annoying to clear. And a reaction to that would be to shift that shield from pixel to put it into cocktail, right? Or
Okay.
if you're even more aggressive, some teams will even shift the shield and put it into cigar. So that's what I mean by moving ability. Moving ability is not only set in stone for one side or one map, it's actually used throughout most maps. It's about you adapting round by round, or it's either round by round or even mid round, like we see now, to what the attackers are looking to push, and then making it as uncomfortable for them as possible. Because in this game, if you make the attackers feel uncomfortable, they make very bad decisions and they waste their own time. Yeah.
I mean, if they don't have if you guys don't have an ADS, they'll just like frag out your shield one day.
Correct. So
Yeah.
moving ability, like you mentioned before, like you mentioned now, it's actually not only one person's effort. You can see that Jiggles in this video, she also moved her ADSs as soon as they knew it was not a blue hit. So it's not only a one person job, but it's a whole team's, kind of responsibility to say, hey guys, they're not pushing this side. Maybe if you guys are free, we can move some utility around and,
That's sick. That's sick. That's sick.
Sorry?
Yeah, that's really smart. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So a little bit of communication goes a long way. So just try to keep that in mind. It's not only you that are playing the game, it's you as a team, right? Always try to keep that in mind, especially when you're playing Siege. Yeah, thank you. What about debate?
Thank you so much.
So debate, what have you seen from the setup? And then is this something that you practice regularly, or is there something a bit off about the setup that you've seen? Yeah, something that caught your eye.
Generally playing basement on Oregon. Once we move the shield away from bunker, we generally reinforce that rotate.
So you said generally once they push bunker, you reinforce that rotate, right?
We use the smoke would usually throw a smoke there, and then while they are not pushing, he takes his shield and then moves it away, and then they reinforce the rotate hole to
Right,
like
right,
prevent
right.
them from pushing from there.
So sometimes it's not really about playing there to your death, but instead you can choose to, fight later in the round and then shift your utility again so that you force them to clear it. Because when you essentially play there early in the round, right, you might be pressured very heavily, but if you got two drones, one drone, it's even worth it to just reinforce and move your shield. Yeah, that's a good point you brought up. So what about Zane? From a competitive point of view, like is this something you practice as a team, or is it something that you think can be improved on, that kind of thing?
Yeah. So I agree with what Bate said, and that is when smoke usually shifts from blue bunker to, like, when there is no push happening from blue bunker, smoke just lifts the shield and place it wherever it's applicable. But there is one thing particular to this video, which is you moved your shield from bunker to the rotation, but you left the bunker open. So that is also fine, but it could have been even better if you would have just reinforced one wall on E box. So that would mean that you could hold the meeting hash drop from blue bunker, even if
Right.
there is no push happening from there.
Yeah,
So
very
I
good
think
catch.
you had three people, so three people could have watched three different entry points. So one would be the meeting hatch, one could watch freezer, and one could watch laundry.
Right. very good point you brought up. So it's actually something that I practice as a team also. So the E-box rotate you were talking about is essentially the one that you can play on the hard rightmost corner of bunker, right, from the bunker door, like from the perspective of the barrels.
Yeah.
And you were saying that you can actually play there, then you can look at the E-box or E-room drop, right? That's what you were
So
saying.
I think what you're saying is the wall next to Shaiko,
Yeah,
Shaiko default.
correct.
But I also mean there is a line of sight usually made
From E-room to
facing
barrels.
facing bunker door.
Yeah, barrels. Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's what I was saying. I was not saying
Yeah.
the Shaiko wall.
Okay.
Okay, but basically what you say is good. I like that a lot. But the reason some teams choose to not reinforce is just like you said, they are able to play more angles. And I think that being creative in this game is very important, and especially in a team setting where you can set your guys up for success when you play off angles or you play angles that are hard to challenge. And I like the fact that you have brought up that even when you're moving the shield, it's not necessary for you to reinforce something, not to give it completely, even if you're not pressured. It's something that we've seen, I think TSM from SI, right? TSM from SI actually learned a lot of lessons. You can see that their play in SI was that they played very traditionally. They played very safely. So what they did was always, if like let's say Oregon Blue, like we're talking about now, if they're being pressured, they will immediately reinforce, they will move the shields, they will move everything. They did everything correct. But additional little thing that they could have done is that they could have played so that they were forced to leave. And what I mean by that is that in your ranked games or in your competitive games or your scrims, if you're not being pressured and you're not being punished, right, you make sure that, like I said yesterday, it's a give and take. If they're not actively taking from you, you don't need to give something for free. So, which is why I think TSM is so successful now in stage 2 or stage 3 of NAL, sorry. They have learned from their lessons in SI, which is playing too safe and giving too freely, and now they have not, and you can see the stark difference in their play. Yeah, so reading from chat. Oh yeah, I see that Flo has said something about the rotation. She said they made a setup rotation once the information has been given and they did not push bunker. Hence the shield has been moved to laundry. Yeah, good catch, Flo. I like that a lot. Even reacted to care backstairs. Yeah. So your teammates' calls also throughout this whole video, right? You have noticed that this whole setup of this whole moving of utility wouldn't have been possible if there wasn't clear comms. The team was very clear and clear cut about where the attack was. They had information, they were relaying it actively throughout the round, then the defenders were obviously able to capitalize, which is a good point. So yeah. Moving on to the next video here. So I'm gonna try to give you guys a bit of my perspective as a IGL and my perspective overall onto some games that we have seen during SI and even APAC play days. So we're going to just look at one round here. I think this is
just minus the castle, with Fultz flashing that vigil a little earlier on, but instead locked into Bandit, initially 6-picking away to the Valkyrie. So just want some more intel, whether it be deep inside of Armory or Kitchen, we'll have to see, but those cameras more than likely going to have an effect over this round coming up next. But SSG going to start down low. They're bringing a couple of the pieces to the puzzle that we're used to seeing for their basement setups, especially with Rampy on the Mozzie and the Mute coming in for Nade. Canadian, of all people, going to be on the smoke. We're used to seeing Bosco on that, but could still have an extended roam here as we see Rampy hightail it upstairs, slap up the jacuzzi walls, as well as Nade start to put down some of those mute jammers.
I think we're going to see that. Not only that, too, but there was a little bit of a 6-pick bait from SSG that ended up working out well. We had a Bandit locked in initially there for Fultz, and he switched it over. That also brought, I believe anyway, the 6-pick from Giants in.
Okay, so some interesting pointers that we have here already. You can see that the caster was talking about a 6-pick. So 6-picks are something that I always say are a mark of a good team. Any 6-pick from a good team will always try to mislead you or try to force out an operator that is useless from the other side. So like I think one of the casters was saying just now earlier, Fox was actually playing a Bandit and he 6-picked into a Valkyrie. So by playing Bandit, right, SIG very smartly actually baited Giants into thinking that they were going CCTV cache. And for me, I think that's amazing because they actually forced Speakeasy, arguably one of the stronger gunners in Giants, to bring a Kali. And that really damages Giants' overall fragility, I would say. Because Speakeasy on Zofia and Speakeasy on Kali, which one would you choose, right? I would choose Speakeasy on Zofia any day. So first of all, that was the bait. really crazy bait by SSG. And next we see SSG actually doing one of their trademarks. Like the caster said, they bring pieces to the puzzle of their SSG roam. So SSG roam, in both competitive terms and I think even ranked terms, everybody knows SSG roam is a roam that was famous by a video from Reaper. Essentially, it shows that SSG does this very extended hole from the basement side all the way to the second floor of Clubhouse. So what they do in essence is basically they set up a lot of utility. They bring operators that deny a lot of information, like we were saying earlier, like the Mozzie, the Mute, and even the Valkyrie for some information. So they bring such operators and they play it on the top floor. And what they do is they make a little bit of rotates, maybe in gym, maybe in construction, open the hatches and everything, and then they allow their roamers to play on the second floor, deny a lot of information, waste a lot of time, then eventually fall back to site safely. So we'll be seeing that later in the round, and then we'll see how Giants reacts to this. So Giants, at this point, you can see their drones, even Jordan's drone, his drone is still in stock, and he probably now has already seen that they have reinforced the stock hatch, and they just kind of realized that they've been baited. So we'll try to see how Giants reacts to this and how SSG plays off the room.
To play on a Cali for Speakeasy there, whereas now we're not going to see as much use out of that, but will still be useful for getting open things like the balcony because we're still going to have mute jammers down on the ground, so it's not a complete loss at this point for Giants. Still will more than likely be able to use that utility piece in the late round as well when trying to access the actual basement. But as Sam was mentioning, we do have this out and about roam specifically from Thinking Nade right now, but more people also probably contributing to this also, and you can see just how easy they're going to be able to get open these walls, thankfully due to the fact that they do bring that Cali into play.
And this is the nice thing about, having a setup that is so prolific, right? When you're the team that obviously made it and anyone sees any aspect of it show up inside of the opposing lineup, they're immediately going to retaliate, whether it be through 6 picks or some different form of strategy. This time around, it was the Kali pick like you were talking about, and they're going to be using that to get rid of these mute jammers upstairs. Now, the good news is that this is going to delay so much time for SSG, and you can see they're already leaving the area. They know exactly what...
Okay, so most teams, especially very structured teams like SSG or Dark Zero, they actually have very, very set conditions. So what I mean by conditions are throughout the round, they understand what their objective is and how to play off best that objective. So for SSG in general, their basement room is first, like I said earlier, to waste time. And you'll see them doing that by first placing mute jammers, that kind of thing. And then even barricading the kitchen door that you see earlier, later in the round. So but interesting thing that I like from Rampy is that he actually held onto his Mozzie pass. So this is not really done a lot nowadays, but the reason why he held onto them is because he wanted to know and get the most value out of his Mozzie pass. So as soon as he saw Giants opening up the platform wall, the CCTV wall, what he did was in return he had a reaction. His reaction was to, okay, if they open platform wall, it means that they're gonna start droning from platform. So I'm gonna deploy my pass in construction, in cash door. Then I'm gonna buy so much time that, he's gonna make them waste utility to get to that point, to do that room clear. And we've already seen they have wasted a whole minute without almost taking nothing from them. They just wasted a few mute jammers and everything. They still have all their utility. They still have 4 C4s actually. So they can play very late in the round comfortably while, Ysera is verting with that breach charge. So the condition 2 that they actually met was once the gym jacuzzi wall was open, they fell back. So good teams, you notice that once a certain wall or a certain shield or a certain utility has been displaced, they will actually give up and then they'll play safe. So a team at SSG, their queue was essentially, once we've bait up enough utility from Ysera and from Hysterics, the Hibana and the Ace, we're gonna fall back, which is what they did here. So let's move on to the round.
What they were here for. Fultz is going to hold the bottom of main. They'll be able to rotate out safely, and Rampy, for good measure, going to make sure to lock up that flank for drones. This so far has been an amazing round from SSG.
Dangerous size stack sitting here for Giants. And it's important to note, too, that with all these players falling back, the core element of utility for SSG has not even been used yet. They bring 4 nitro into this round. They have 4 nitros and a single shield, which obviously was deployed. So they want to use these. That may explain part of the reason why they're continuing to stick around, at least for now, on the first floor as well, because there still might be a chance for them to throw 1 or 2 of those out and find a pick while Giants are working on droning.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other big thing is if they don't respect bar correctly, they could run into a lot of problems.
Okay, so a very interesting small thing that you might notice is that Rampy actually threw his C4 about 20 seconds before this or 15 seconds before this, and where he threw it is actually here. I'll show you guys where he threw it. So he threw the C4 here, and this line of sight, particularly by bedroom door, is actually very interesting because most teams, whenever they have a sledge or a bug, they will buck out this wall. And the reason they buck out this wall is to open the, let's see, Rampy's POV. Open this line of sight here, this vertical line of sight from bedroom, and then they will be able to see main stairs. So what Thinking Nate and False are doing is essentially giving Rampy the breathing space to use this C4. So as soon as the team starts to buck out or sledge out this wall, right, he's gonna press the C4 and then he'll kill their vertical player. It's a very smart play, but unfortunately it didn't work because Giants actually just didn't bring a vert operator. Yeah, so that's essentially why his plan failed and why he died here.
4 nitros and to stick and find a pick while Giants are working on droning.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other big thing is if they don't respect bar correctly, they could run into a lot of problems. Ysera will pick up Rampy. Don't exactly know where the angle was from. Nevertheless, Rampy will falter. Jordan going to take a lot of heat for that one, but not too big of an exchange, honestly, when it comes down to it. Exchanging out Rampy for about a minute and a half worth of time. And obviously, his pests are still going to persist as well. So now it's down to Giants to try and actually attack this bottom floor. Now, they have a lot of utility in order to do so. This is mostly going to be on the hard destruction of Hysterics to get these hatches open, then use Lunar Metal to start applying pressure to Deep Armory. You can see Bosco already trying to battle back, uses a Nitro Cell early on. Not going to get too much damage, but just trying to limit Giant's potential. The second Nitro Cell comes through, and that one will land. That's going to be the exchange and the sledge off the board.
Last available nitro cell for SSG, though, so don't expect any more of that as we enter the final 30 seconds of the round. Giants do have the all clear to move into the site, but which path are they going to take? They still don't have the kitchen drop open. That obviously will be changing here now over the next few seconds. They have options to go down bar and obviously blue, but here's the thing. 20 seconds now. We still don't have a decision being made yet. That's going to change here. Just rolls right into the site all of a sudden after forcing Thinking Nate out of position with the nade. But Speakeasy, the only one in here, sniper though, and he's going to use it. A second kill up on the board, but only one making a difference inside of this round is Speakeasy right now, and he'll have to go the full distance as Ysera now puts that case on the ground, and unfortunately will go down just a few moments later.
Okay, so yeah, you'll notice, actually I was wrong. I forgot that they brought Sledge, but they didn't vert that hole. But it's a very common hole to vertical and then get control of main stairs that way. But you'll notice that 30 seconds in the round and Giants have not even opened kitchen hatch, and that's all due to the fact that SSG was so good on their roam. Even though they lost Rampy, they understood their win condition, they played the C-Force, and they managed to take out Luna. So, any of you have any feedback or opinions about the round? What do you think was interesting? That kind of thing. Maybe we start top down again. Let's start. And actually, let's start bottom up. Let's start with Zane. So, from a team kind of view, Zane, I understand that you play in the team. So, what is something that you guys do on the basement side that's maybe a little bit different or the same as SSG?
So it depends on the team we're facing against. So what happens is when you play structured, usually just like Giants did right now, people could rush up blue or dirt. So that is the typical counter for your SSG roam.
Right.
So which is what Giants as well did here. So the fallback that SSG did was really good, but I think they gave up too early. Like they just used 30 seconds there and they gave up. And what we usually do is we try to stick along, but the priority is to waste time and not take gunfights for the roamers on top floor.
Right, so it's playing your life, right? You would argue that maybe they could have played more on the second floor once, first floor once they gave up that second floor.
Maybe 15 seconds,
more,
20 seconds, even more could have gone worse for Giants. Like this was just a pure play from Canadian actually, the last 2 kills.
Right.
Otherwise it would have gone in Giants' favor.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I would say that maybe it was a mistake to have all 3 roamers fall back down the main stairs. Maybe they could have maybe
one F could have been contested a long time.
One of them could have went like secret or lounge side, right? You would say.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good point there. What about bait? What is something interesting that you noticed when you were watching this round, and what do you think maybe, is you can apply in your daily, siege sessions? Yo, bait. Okay, I think.
I'm still trying to think.
Yeah, we'll come back to you then. What about Raiden? Raiden, 1 month into Siege, is this something that you have seen or have tried with your friends, Is something that you think is a bit complicated, you would like me to break down for you, that kind of thing?
Oh no, I understand the play and everything. It's super cool. It's just that I don't think I'll ever reach this level. But it's really cool, and I would have been sad if SSG lost the round.
Yeah,
Yeah,
SSG
cause
were fan
they panic
favorites.
at the end.
Yeah, right. So I don't think it's impossible for you to reach. Me personally, I almost had a year in total. I think I started last October. But what helped me a lot was one, I did a lot of my own homework, and two, it was a passion, right? I think if you have passion in anything, it's possible lah. So don't give up. Try to expose yourself to maybe more team environments. Look for a team. Try to improve. Grow with them, learn with them, and then once you're better, keep going for higher heights, and then eventually you'll hit the level that they're at now. Because nothing comes easy, and a lot of the SSG guys actually they started there when they were very young, so they put a lot of time into this. So it's not impossible. It's just a matter of will. Maybe let's go to Republic. Anything you have seen that you have tried, from this setup?
Yeah, I have I have tried this setup many times before already.
Right.
But the main issue is that because my team always plays CC first instead of basement first, so that's why sometimes it does not work.
Interesting. So
So we usually after second round or third round, if we lose basement, we usually try and bait them by going to SSG again, thinking that we are not playing basement, but at least our master bedroom or something.
right. So in a team setting, especially competitively, would you say that playing a offside is common, like what SSG did now? And does your team utilize your six pick well, or do you just use it whenever you guys screw up your lineup?
Offside will be uncommon because the moment they found your bomb site already, it's already counted as you have no choice but to return back to site and hold.
Well, I think what I mean by offside is like most teams will think that you play CCTV cache, right? Like what Giants assumed here.
Yeah.
But instead, you maybe went into master bedroom gym, that kind of thing. Have you guys tried that?
Yeah, I tried it before.
So what was the success rate like?
I'll say less likely because many of the times they will find the right bomb site instead of getting baited.
Actually, my argument to that is that I enjoy playing offsides first because even if they find the bomb site, the operator lineup might be wrong, like we see here right now by Giants. Because most good teams they have a good feel of you. They will do research on you. They will understand that this team likes to offside gym bedroom first, so we're gonna prepare for it. Then after that you jabet them, and then you make their homework useless. So from a competitive standpoint, I like playing offsides, but it's more of whether you guys know how to actually abuse your opponent's lineup slash your opponent's information on you. So it's something for you to think about, and maybe let's get on to six picking. Have you guys tried that a lot, or like I said before, do you guys only use it when you guys have made a mistake?
We use it a lot to bait the enemy team. That is
So
to force them to change.
I see. So what are instances where you have used six picks to bait? Like with what operator? Then what response were you expecting from six picking?
Most of the times, sometimes the teams were expecting roamers like a Vigil, and then other operators like a Melusi or something.
Mm-hmm.
Then I baited myself and changed myself to a kite, so that they won't like go around the building just to find one roamer.
Right. Actually, the most common one of six picking bait you will see is actually Valkyrie and IQ. So a lot of teams, attacking teams especially, they are forced to play IQ because the defender shows a Valkyrie, and then the defender will actually six pick off it. That's the most common one. But one that was interesting in this match was particularly the Bandit six pick that we saw from Falk. He went to Valkyrie. So something for you to think about is not really only just roamer to anchor, but it can be operator to operator change from the attack and the defense side. So maybe fast track. So fast track was interesting to you in the SSG roam, and then, have you tried something like that? Oh, fast track is different. I think we'll just let anyone else. Oh, yo, fast track. Any input on the round, the SSG roam?
I just joined before the
Oh, okay. I
yeah.
think we'll move on then. But let's get back to bait. So bait, have you had time to think? Any comments you want to make?
Not really. But sometimes when I play on this map, particularly basement side, when the roamers are most of the time in like silver gold around the area, once they don't really try to play time, they go to pick kills. Unlike SSG trying to just move for time. In silver, generally people try to kills instead compared to
Right. So I would say that in the lower ranks of Siege, it's a bit like Call of Duty, where everybody is more kill centric. But if you're looking to improve, always play. Just model that play style. I would say even though your rank might be this and that, try to model the best, and then eventually you are only gonna improve. Yes, your teammates might not be reciprocating that level of play, that mentality, but if you keep move forward mindset of I'm just gonna improve today. I don't care what anyone else is doing. I'm just gonna play my game. I'm gonna play the best I can. I think eventually you will climb out of those ranks, and then you will be able to find teammates that also play the same way. Then eventually form groups, form friends, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's my input to you. Unfortunately, I can't really help you in that aspect, but I would say that just have a move forward kind of mentality. Then keep pushing, keep grinding. Then you'll reach there eventually. Like I said to Raiden before, it's not really just about you can't, but if there's a will, there's a way. Yeah. Next video. So next video, we're actually going to look at a very interesting playstyle. We're going to look at Elevate. And Elevate, obviously, is a Thai team. And Thai teams are the bane of every APAC team ever. Because, one, they are mechanically gifted, and two, they know when to switch on the aggression. And it's something that I like to see a lot. But this side, actually, they brought a mirror, which is very interesting to me. So we'll take a look at it and see how it goes.
Xavier roster. Now, Elevate, it is that phase 2 aggression. You could see Onigiri, they kind of, in that instance, they've cut their losses. It's a 3 versus 5. They've already got, the rafters control. They've already, garage control, I should say. And Order also have Kennel's control. And you can just see Sapper goes aggressive on the open line to Kennel's porch. You've also got Onigiri peeking from rafters to try and find something to even out those odds. It's just that second phase aggression that has really netted them a huge worth in that round. And I think in the grand scheme of the game, that's a huge round for Order to have lost.
5 seconds left. I agree. Really could come back to Platinum, but look, we'll see how we go.
So some observations. Maybe let's not start with me, but let's start with you guys. What have you observed so far? What's interesting about their setup? And then maybe what's special? Maybe you stop bottom up again. Maybe Zane, tell me what's special to you.
Sorry, I was slightly distracted. Just give me a few seconds.
No worries. Okay, then we will move on then. Fate, what was interesting to you, man? Maybe about the operators, the stuff they're bringing.
Well, Mira on this side in particular, because very rarely do you actually see Mira on this particular side.
Right.
Generally, Mira is picked only on the other side, the CCTV or the whole like garage.
Yeah, I agree with you. So you would say there's a bit of innovation here, right?
Yep.
Then would you say like this is special, or can you maybe roughly guess what they're going for here?
The only one I can think of is either they try to they put one in bathroom facing the wall, the outside, in the
Jacuzzi
toilet,
wall,
one
yeah.
in toilet, and then the other one they put it in like construction or to watch against the side, the room with the hatch in it. I forgot what's it called.
Construction, Logi, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Logi.
So actually, what they did here, you actually got I think 3/4 of it, but I'll try to explain to you the full setup. But essentially, what they're doing is that they're gonna give up cache and CCTV. and it's something that's not very special. It's actually very special. I mean, it's actually very out of the ordinary because most teams will actually try to extend and hold. Because if you lose construction, you actually kind of it's a bit like garage. If you lose construction, it's very hard for you to play the side because you lose construction, you no longer can challenge bedroom balcony from CCTV, and then after that, the attackers just play bedroom balcony, then they have a shooting gallery on your heads. So, but actually, what Elevate is doing is that they deny construction, but they deny it from within Logi, and you'll see that later on. And I'll get into that in later detail, but maybe you can have the rest of you talk about the setup. Maybe Raiden, what's interesting to you? Yeah, one thing about the setup that's interesting. Maybe the operators, the utility
That's the
they're
mirror.
doing.
I've never seen a mirror in gym bedroom.
So mirror,
It's
right? I
very-
think for most of you it's
yeah.
mirror. Okay, we'll see how they play it
Yeah.
later. So maybe Republic, give me your opinion about, one
Pretty
thing.
uncommon. I mean, I agree. Pretty uncommon to see a mirror, but as well as a frost because many does not play frost.
Many teams don't
Yeah.
play Frost, right? Yeah. Okay.
Many team does not play frost because they will usually come into bedroom, and the repelling can easily destroy the frost mat.
Right. Okay. But maybe what is one thing about Frost do you think they picked her for instead of the Frost mats?
I think it's the whole aggressive to construction.
Okay, but yeah, good catch maybe. Yeah, to hold aggression in the construction. Another thing about Frost is that actually she has a shotgun, which is very valuable in this side because first she has shotgun and second she has a shield. Yeah. And like I said before, shields are, a godsend in defense. So that's why they brought her. Fast track. One thing interesting about the setup here.
Okay, so for me, it's really unusual that they gave up CC and servers. Oh, sorry, servers and cache. Because the way we set up Gem is we set up with Mira as well, but we use Castle instead of Malusi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we make a line of sight on the small cache wall. We castle barricade all the three windows, like the construction, bedroom, and gym. We like hold until we give up servers, and then then we just barricade the construction door. Construction door. And the Mira setup is basically we put one on gold wall and one on the bathroom, and then we open the bathroom floor to have like a line of sight, or rather audio cue, if someone's down on main stairs. And we open the gym hatch as well, so that if in late round there's someone on the first floor with a C4, they can just C4 from the main hatch, or like
Yeah.
exploding it on the
Interesting. So
default
yours
spot.
is more of like a very traditional, maybe about a year ago. That was the setup everybody was running, right?
Yeah, but
So
yeah, it's
yeah.
much more flexible than that, I would say.
Yeah. It's very traditional but very reliable. But I think most teams, because of the time that it has been around, they have been counter-stratted like heavily. So you see a lot of innovation in the gym bedroom sites nowadays, especially from teams like SSG, Elevate, Invictus even, maybe let's get back to Zane. One point interesting, then we'll move on with the rest of the clip.
Yep. So I think one point interesting is again giving up CC and cache. So I think that's a bait that Elevate is playing against Order.
Yeah.
And another thing is they have a Mira in Logi, but usually that is defended by a castle behind the door. But that is strange that they have dropped the castle and picked a Frost. So again, I think they're expecting people to play on the windows and vault in from the windows and play aggressive. So
Right.
that I think is a total bait that they're doing against Order.
Right. Let's see whether Order falls for it.
Yeah.
These bands have made these halves just a little bit more interesting. What is this from Napier? This crossbat in the corner here. Okay, look, you never know. And these are the kinds of mats that do sometimes catch people off guard. Of course, you can put the ones on the windows, but these little ones in the corners, you just don't think to look at.
Oh, that's going to be cheeky. Love that. 20 seconds on the board. Already looking for the early contact. Icky Style live droning in as well as Joker. So they do have the mute, which is, the vast difference between what we saw in the previous matchup versus this matchup is it's going to enable a little bit more of that aggressive play style. It's going to force Order to face check a lot of things, and DCH with the perfect call. See you later, Joker. No one's watching. They're all on drones. There is no stopping that aggression. And that is a huge one for the books here.
Look,
So let's take a little break. We're gonna answer a question from Twitch. So I think Quicks was asking, how come people don't seem to use Castle anymore? Since I remember it to be used quite I remember it used to be utilized quite often back then for gym defense. It got replaced by Frost. One is because Castle, I think, seems to have no effect nowadays. You rather bring a operator that has effect throughout the round. One is he doesn't have a shield. He only has alarms and, if I'm not wrong, does he have a wire? I don't know. I also haven't played Castle in a long time. But basically, white teams bring Frost, 1 shotgun, 2 shield, and 3, she has a crazy good gun. If you have seen Chala use her, he's insanely good with Frost. Her gun is a laser.
If I'm not wrong, it's bulletproof cam on Castle.
Yeah, Castle is bulletproof. Yeah, thank you so much. So Castle is bulletproof. So bulletproofs nowadays in gym, especially a site like this, where are you gonna place it? Where like there's not really a lot of value except the maybe under the main stats default one. But I think why teams bring Frost nowadays is one, voting in the windows make it very hard. You either look down or you look forward and then you eventually die to the Frost mat. For rappling wise, right, I understand that Ripalu was saying very easily countered by the rappling. First of all, if you try to rappel and you haven't got proper control, you will be punished. And it's something that even I've tried before, and trust me, good teams will really punish you when you try to rappel like this. So rappling is really not an option. And 2, in the higher elos, right, like the higher levels of play, Frost mats are an interesting statistic lah. Frost mats are actually more effective. I have no idea why, but they're more effective in the higher levels of play rather than the lower elos. Something that I cannot explain, but yeah, shotgun, shield, and Frost mats, and good gun, right? Castle only has quite an ass gun, I would say, or a bad gun. Then after that, bulletproofs and proxies don't really do much in the grand scheme of things, and Castle barricades are easily taken down nowadays with the prevalence of so many soft breed operators like Zofia, Sledge, Breach Chargers, Gone 6. It's basically there for free for 10 seconds, then after that it's gone. So yeah, that's the question from Twitch chat. And another play we saw just now was actually, I think DCH swinging the Thermite. So this actually shows that Order definitely got baited. They were doing like a very standard take, and then they didn't have enough control, but the Thermite went in anyway, and he got punished. So yeah, let's move on.
That's pretty unpredictable kind of play there, but that's also very sloppy from Order. Just having Joker, your hard breacher, with Diffuser walking into CC, completely uncovered. That's a well-seized opportunity by Elevate, and he's going to have Order on the back foot at the start of this round. DCH is just going to try and hold this solo right now. He's going to try and take more with him. He's already burned pretty much half the round.
DCH still looking for that contact. Doesn't look like he's got anyone there to support him, so it's literally do or die here. That's an ambitious C4. Maybe if it was a second later, he would have been able to find that. It is an effective trade, though. Make that a double down as Onigiri gets caught. So far, so good from Order. Surprisingly, from how that started, they've managed to claw this one back. They now have a vaultable hole at Jacuzzi. Elevate will be feeling a little bit more pressure now.
Order really have turned the tide on that one pretty quick. Less than a minute to go now, though. This is the hard part of this attack, really, is once you've got this map control of the east, where do you take it? Specky, he's going to enter in through logistics, and he is taking this for free, basically. There is a mirror watching it, though. Cutie there to back him up. See if this nade can hit the mark, and it does! That is a beautifully cooked nade from Cutie.
That is gorgeous. Banked off the side of the wall, and now Napiu has to hold strong here. It's Sapper and Napiu, in fact. One with the C4 still in hand, sees the foot, but excellent trade. Zippy.
So yeah, very interesting setup. I think they would have won that if they kept the man count and played time, but unfortunately sometimes man count just doesn't go your way, or he might be a bit aggressive and then you give it away. But very interesting round. Good take from Order, obviously, good recovery. They managed to rotate the ace over, open up the walls they needed to open, and then they won the round. So it just really goes to show that no matter how good your setup, if you're not playing the setup, which is what a lot of teams don't do, a lot of players don't do, they don't understand the setup, or even though they know what the setup is, they don't really necessarily play the setup. It's something that I learned the hard way, and I learned from a lot of experience from other players. They told me that even though you have the best setup, right, if you don't understand fully your setup and you don't play your setup, you're still gonna lose the round. So try to have a bit of patience, try to have a bit of wit, think before you act, and then understand that sometimes it's better to stay alive and have an impact late in the round and play your setup rather than just peeking everything. So I hope you learned that from this video. Maybe let's go on with one thing each of you have learned that was interesting to you, maybe about the take or about the utility placement, and then we'll see how it goes. Yeah. So we'll start top down. Start with Republic again.
I would say not to be so aggressive and just play time, because all time is key in this type of game that we are playing.
Right. So for like defense, always time is your best friend, right? If you're able to burn the
Yeah,
clock, like what they were
because
doing.
because around 20 seconds they have no choice but to rush, so it's technically a free kill for defenders.
Right. Correct. Forcing attackers into bad situations or uncomfortable situations is always something that will be beneficial to you. So, like I said before, play the setup, play the time, and then you'll be fine. Something to pick up
Yeah.
here. What about Raiden?
I think that, yeah, I think what Republic said was correct. I think when they got the thermite, when Melusi got the thermite, actually I think they won already. But they rushed it, then it just went, all they could recover. So
Yeah. Will you argue that the Melusi overstayed her welcome there?
yeah, definitely. I think the moment she missed the C4, she shouldn't pick was it Ash? I think it's Ash. I
Yeah,
don't know.
Zofia actually, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
For me, if I was in a position after shooting that first drone in the drone hole, right, and I know that they're coming for me, I would have ran. But I think for her, the information being relayed to her at that point of time, DCH particularly, his teammates might have been saying, hey, there's one of your construct window, even if you run back, you're dead, just play your life. And I think that's what he did. But if he had 20 seconds before to rewind, I think he also would have ran back to site and maybe played to live another minute in the round. Yeah, but I think like what Quick said, probably her job there is just to die in that cash room. Yeah, we never know. We don't know what their comms are like and what their setup is played like, but my opinion is that she should have ran. Interesting takes from all sides. So yeah. What about bait? What was one thing you noticed?
The
If you need time to think, we
The
can
frost,
get back to you.
the frost at the end was like just like don't know which angle. It looked like she didn't know like which angle to actually like.
Yeah. So do you have a question with regards to maybe how to act when you're overwhelmed or what to do?
Not really.
So for me, if I was in that situation, I would try to take my 1v1s, which I think is what Napier was trying to do. Because sometimes when you are being wrapped, right, you just have no choice but to be proactive. I think when you're being wrapped, don't allow yourself to stand in the middle. Try to take a 1v1 and then push through the gap that you have created for yourself. I think what a lot of players tend to do, especially when they're new in FPS or their heart is really beating them fast, they tend to forget that yes, I'm being wrapped, but I still have my options. So try to keep a clear mind. Understand that even though you're being wrapped, there's always a way out. Take your 1v1s, win that 1v1, then get out, which is what Nephew. Yeah, so we'll be talking more about that in the future when we go to plays and fundamentals of clutch. So do tune in for that lesson. But yeah, overall, my input is even if you're being wrapped, don't worry. Be proactive or like what Napier did. It didn't work out, but he tried his best. I think he played that well. What about Zane? One thing.
So one thing which I felt was really good was in terms of Order's push. So Order committed to the push even after they lost the Thermite for the CC push. Otherwise, what usually teams would have done is once they lost a body in CC, they would have rotated towards Jacuzzi wall and tried to breach that and push from there.
Right.
But Order stuck to the push, committed to the push, and that's what won them the round, I guess.
Yeah, super good observation. So most of you might have said they recovered, but I think the recover how was what Zane pieced together, which is basically they didn't allow themselves to get faced by the termites death. They understood that, hey, all we need to do is just rotate the ace over, open the necessary walls, take the necessary control, then we can reset the round. And obviously DCH dying obviously helped them even out the man count. So good recovery from order, good game plan mid round, good problem solving, and I hope it's something that you guys can also learn. Problem solving is a good skill to have, and by watching a bit of Pro League matches, you will notice that you learn a lot. So yeah, I think if I'm not wrong, after this will be actually Clash custom games. Yeah, because we can't move on to Clash 3 today, so I'll let Jordan take over now, and then he'll run you guys through angles and setups.
Okay. Okay. Hi. So let's take a quick like 5 minute toilet break, water break. If you need to get snacks or what, and load up your Rainbow Six Siege. Again, I'll invite you all to the custom game. This time it's a little bit different. It will go as you guys will be the 5 defenders, right? And you guys will pick each round will be a different side, and y'all will do a side setup together, right? So y'all communicate. I'm making a rotate or making a line of sight. I'm reinforcing this wall and whatnot. If you're gonna roam, you're gonna say you're roaming and stuff like that. So y'all communicate amongst each other, and then I will come over as the attacker, and me and Divine will evaluate and see the site setup, and then maybe if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, we'll give our input, and maybe give you a better understanding of maybe putting a line of sight here at a different place and stuff like that. Yeah. So we'll just go for a 5 minute break real quick, and then we'll be back. All right.
Sure.
Style. My God, both line up, and that
Just
is yet again another order round.
I don't know why she's yeah. Hello. Welcome back.
Hello.
So, Ubisoft bug, but doesn't doesn't matter. We'll get this up and running in 1 minute. I'll get you guys invited. But any questions for me so far about the custom game? Or you all understand what like roughly how to do it?
I understand.
All right. So I see only 4 of y'all lah. Fast Track has disconnected for some reason.
Oh, haven't invited me.
Yeah, as in I only see 4 of y'all in this chat right now. I think he power cut lah.
It's raining on his side.
It's raining on inside, right? Yeah. So it will just be the 4 of y'all who will do the site setup, and then so don't kill me until we explain everything that is done, and then also either the timer runs out or we finish explaining, then you can kill me lah. Okay, timer would 3 minutes.
You got Inky to help you take over Fast Track.
Inky coming really
No lah. I just saw the notification. I was like, eh, Inky can come.
Let's quick one. Yeah. Okay. Wait, alright, I should be able to create. I'll send you guys invite. Blue team. A bit. Back to game. Then back to game.
Uncle Quicks, you want come?
Back to game.
Oh no. You all just do.
Back to game. Alright, I invited all of you already. Please join the orange team. Team starting as attacker, me. Alright, so it'll just be the 4 of y'all, yeah? Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's go. Yeah, so choose any bomb site that you want. Repeat. Then the next round, choose a different bomb site, and so on and so forth. Like once the 4th round is done, y'all can repick another a same bomb site that y'all chose previously. So there'll be 5 rounds in total. Right, let's begin. The real JShift alone. Yes, Yoon. Matcha milk tea. This is the real JShift and Valone. Alright, so communicate with each other, stuff like that. What rotates you're making, what not.
Yep, Bait, you can take a roamer. Maybe Jaeger.
No.
Reinforce main wall. And
I'll make the rotates.
And the red room. Okay. Anyone want to support me reinforce the garage?
Sure, I can do that.
Alright, let's go.
You guys concentrate on both.
Oh, y'all both got it. Okay, never mind. I'm reinforcing red.
Making the rotate.
Okay.
I can't do
Can you make the line of sight here?
Sure, no problem.
I can't think. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, that's enough. Just make one line of sight.
Yes. I think it's the right side.
Line of sight, like where I pin.
Alright, you guys have another
Yeah, here.
10
Yep.
Yeah, reloading.
seconds. 10
Yep, that's
seconds.
enough. That's enough. Yep, that's good.
You're good?
Yes.
Okay, I'm coming over. So how many reinforced walls have y'all used? I see 4 at the
we used all the we use all.
Use all, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm coming in by journey window.
You looking at my kite is like you never see before.
I never seen that actually before.
Which
So
one?
let's start with garage, yeah?
Yeah.
So oh my god, everyone's crowding me.
I caught him.
So garage, I saw the 4 walls below.
Yes.
Reinforced. No mute gem. Okay, 1 mute gemmer.
I don't have enough.
Don't have enough. So where did you put the other 3?
So I had the one to do cons wall.
1 cons wall, and then
One
the
red stairs and one
stairs.
at the door to cons.
The door to cons. Okay, yeah. So probably the red stairs one you can give up and put it.
Okay,
right here.
okay.
Right, put it on. So the way we call out garage, right, for Raiden is from left to right. Garage wall 1, 2,
okay,
3, 4. All right. So G1, G2, G3, G4. Garage wall.
So this G1, G2 lah.
Yeah, G1, G2, G3, G4.
Alright.
So it's easier for you to pinpoint where to call for your friend. You know, so that they know, okay, instead of just saying garage wall is open, right, at least they know which wall is getting open.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So like in garage, you can see like the color of the boxes, blue box, you know, motorcycle, blue or black motorcycle, up to you. Motorcycle 1, motorcycle 2, up to you lah. So
Wait,
those kind
Zin,
of
Zin.
basic call outs
Zin,
lah.
can you bring out your shotgun? I want to show you something.
Mm.
Oh, give me a shotgun holes here.
Alright, so I noticed that
Here.
the wall into server, one wall is not reinforced. Why is that?
Then shotgun this again.
Who was the one making the rotate here? Upstairs at garage.
I'll shoot more here.
My god.
They're still busy.
Like here, over here.
Hey,
Sorry,
enough
I'm out
setup
of
already. I gave you all enough time already. Hello.
No, this thing
Okay,
is
yeah, I
supposed
made the
to-
garage rotate.
Yeah, why is this wall soft? Why is the wall unbucking now soft?
I'm not sure, like all the 10 reinforcements were used up.
Okay, let's go over the red stairs and see what. Okay, so 2 walls here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 already. 7. So reinforced here.
4, 5,
Okay, so
6.
why was so you said that you made the rotate in garage, right? So why did you reinforce this wall and feel it's more important than the garage wall?
No, I reinforce this wall is to provide extra safety because many of the times if they're playing cons, they will always wall bang the walls to red. So it will be like annoying to me, to the person that's holding red.
Okay. But there is a disadvantage if they manage to open platform wall, right? Your garage player is very vulnerable to a wall bang of sorts. So I highly encourage you to reinforce one of the garage walls and sacrifice like maybe the trench wall.
Alright.
So like give up the construction trench wall right here in construction and then replace it with that. If you still want that red what do you call it, red reinforcement.
Yep.
The rotate very big, yeah. Your rotate's a bit too big, guys.
Yeah.
So try to make them smaller or make them lines of sight instead.
Know about the kite placements that I did?
Yeah, I saw the kite placements. They were pretty good. I saw one on drone. They were very smart. And I wouldn't expect that also. I wouldn't be looking here. But for the rest of the setup,
Where's the second kite charge?
there should be a barbed wire on red stairs.
Over here.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
One.
Top red drone hole, right? Yeah. There should be a barbed wire on red stairs at least so that the player playing red can have an audio cue. But overall, the site setup is okay lah. Just a few things here and there need to touch up.
Okay.
Or garage usually line on site is enough. No need to rotate. Yes, line on site is enough. Don't need to rotate. As said by Matcha Milk Tea in Twitch chat.
Okay. Oh yeah, can you play bug again? Because there's something I will be playing.
So okay, I'm giving y'all 1 minute. Okay, I give y'all 1 minute and 20 seconds to set up the site. After that, no more setting up already, and then I'll go through and give y'all my feedback.
Alright.
I'll choose another site, and then we can come back to the same hash server
Yes,
site later.
Zane, can I borrow your shield for construction? Tunnel.
So
Sure.
on a grade A to F, what do you give for that first site? I'll give a B plus.
Okay.
You give a C, Valon will give a C. I'll give a B plus for that site,
I feel like the garage was.
Jishan,
Personally, I feel like garage was leaked. It was quite
sorry,
bad.
no, it has to be further forward. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. Can you?
But yeah, I'll pin for you. No worry.
I'm trying to find the site.
Like further in front around here, like further around
this
here
one.
somewhere here.
Back hole.
As long as there's a
Triple wall
placement to put,
reinforced,
it'll be
there's
possible
no
enough.
rotate, if you see.
I'm not getting a placement to place it.
Yeah, they still
How
got
about forward a bit more here?
20, 30
No,
seconds.
not there. That's a bad choice. Oh wait, sorry. Just put behind Just put behind here, like here it would be enough. Somewhere around behind, like where you place.
Okay, dirt has.
Alright, there you go.
Okay, that's pretty smart. Utility there. Alright, you guys have like another 5 seconds. I'm coming in.
Yes.
Alright, I'm coming in. Long way away. But... Okay, dog hatch reinforced. Yeah, no dummies rotate. Can you all meet me at blue? Stop what you're doing.
1 sec.
Alright, so who will be playing here? In blue. Jaeger. Where's the Jaeger?
Jaeger. We don't have Jaeger.
Don't have Jaeger. So y'all brought the wrong lineup.
No.
Missing one.
Our lineup is.
You're missing one player, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
we are missing one player.
So how to counteract that if let's say you're in a rank match and one of your men DC?
I believe the Wamai should be holding it.
The Wamai should be holding it, so y'all will still
Yeah,
have someone playing blue.
Because Wamai is like a second Jaeger, so it's possible for Wamai to just.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty good. So why
Alright,
isn't
there's one
there a dummy rotate? You know what's dummies? Dummies is right here. So why isn't there a rotate here?
We don't know.
Do you guys think of having a rotate right here where Buck is standing on, or you guys wanted to leave it soft?
Yeah. So now, since this box has been buffed, it's worth having the rotate. Earlier, what was happening was if you had the rotate, people could hold it from the dirt.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Next time, just remember to make the rotate earlier.
Yep, sure.
Let's rotate here. Let's rotate and there's a rotate. Okay, you want to tell them that?
Okay, so basically, right, I want to ask why in between sites you guys only have 2 rotates, but you have not opted to make a line of sight in conjunction with the rotates, because in competitive play, what we normally do is we make a long line of sight, like what the Bug is doing, so one whole node on top. So it's a bit higher, but it's headshot level basically, the line of sight. So the line of sight will extend through the whole wall, and why we do that is because it allows the dummy player / the church player, right, to have an impact into whether when they're planting into back armory, So that's why you make a line of sight. And it's quite interesting to see you guys haven't made that. So probably something to think about. But let's take a look at the garage setup. Not garage, sorry, the tunnel setup. The third tunnel. So let's see third tunnel, because I understand you're doing something with mine, right? Let's see where your discs were and how it's supposed to work in.
How it's right over here.
Okay, so let's say the Kai is here. Let's say we're in already. Let's start flashing.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Okay. Okay, then let's try another flash because you were throwing one in the hard right corner, right? I want to see whether it catches.
Throw right here.
I think you throw a bit. Okay, let's throw forward a bit, Jordan. Throw where the
Throw
one
more.
is sending.
Okay, put another one.
I have no more on my gadgets, but it was. Let me get one from
Yeah,
blue.
I want to see
Sorry.
whether it actually catches.
You didn't catch my first one though.
Yeah, that's why.
You didn't catch the first one, so site inspector.
Oh shit! I can't reach. Never
Okay,
mind.
but let me ask you a question. If I was from throwing outside dirt, will your magnet inside that little cubby actually catch it?
Yeah, you will actually catch it.
Oh, interesting.
Like one over here. There's one more over here.
That's a good interpretation. I think all of you can learn from that. That's quite.
You try to throw one more flash more to the left.
Like that.
Like around like here.
Wow,
Nope.
Phil's head was a basketball there. Okay.
Never mind.
But it's okay.
Never mind. But it's right over here.
Yeah. I understand the essence of it. It looks pretty good.
It's actually pretty smart, eh?
Yeah, but I disagree with the shield being so forward. Where teams normally put the shield is
Usually the shield stays on this here.
Yeah, you're right. So the shield is normally here. Yeah.
Okay. Pretty good so far. I would. Few imperfections. The no dummies rotate.
Did you get all the hatches?
No line of sight. Did you get all the hatches? I believe so.
They even impact trade.
Yeah, you got all the hatches. So I will give this a. I'll give this an A minus.
Give it a B.
You give it a B. Why you so hard on that?
There's no in between rotates and everything.
The rotate, yeah, y'all made the rotate after the time was up, so a bit slow on that.
Yeah,
so you all need to work.
like,
You all need to work on that also.
Yeah, but it's a nice try. I like it a lot. The concept of I like the dirt tunnel one.
What was that wall? It's an invisible wall bit. It's some kind of Ubisoft thing. Some kind of
That
bug, I
one
guess.
was random. That one is randomly fine.
The Harry Potter. It's a ghost wall, bro. Platform 9 and 3/4.
I meant to throw it into the armory, then it's like it gets stuck there and I hit the thing already.
To be honest, the tunnel was a random one because I was thinking of where to put. Then I was like thinking why
So
not.
you guys try to communicate with each other a bit more on where you're placing your utility and stuff like that. So it's easier for people to your teammate to understand. Okay, I need to make a rotate here instead of making a rotate, the default rotate or stuff like that lah. Right. So try to communicate a lot more lah.
Yes, sir.
Right. Carry on.
Yes, sir.
Carry on.
Mira, you wanna put your Mira?
Yeah.
I'm guessing the gym. No, it's free. Free to free side. He's off.
Can I have some assistance for people with shotguns to make a feed hole?
Yep. I'll do that.
Don't
To gym,
right?
feed hole to gym,
Yeah,
feed hole to gym.
I got it.
3 people are one thing.
Then I'll make a
But they
rotation
got 3
hole.
people on one thing. Now rotate.
Alright, thank you.
Okay, there's a new jammer here. Communicate here.
Your second mirror will be here.
No.
Or where's? Wait.
Where you want me to put it?
They can tell, yeah.
Over here. We will
Top
intend to.
rotate.
I will usually reinforce this wall and then you put your
Another
mirror
5
here.
seconds.
Here, bait.
Right, I am coming. Stop the site setup. No more shotgunning, punching, or placing of items. Right, let's start with construction. Oh my god, construction has a castle. Very nice.
You want
I
us
see
to break it
castle,
for
yeah,
you?
I see. No need. Okay, so castle, you guys extend to. Are you guys extending to cash?
Yes, we have 3 reinforcements left. So
You have 3 reinforcements left. Yeah. So the 5th person will be the one doing cash right now, lah. Ideally.
correct.
Because by right, you already have 45 seconds to do everything just now. So I gave you all extra time, lah. So I mean, what I noticed when I was on drone was 3 people doing one task, which
he asked for
was doing
shotgun.
the feed host, which one
Yeah,
person
he
could have
asked
done.
for shotgun. He was doing
okay.
speed host, so I went to help. Then Milk came over, so I switched to reinforcing.
So good that you switched over when someone came to help. But generally the feed host can be done last because you still have time in the site. So if you want to extend out to cache per se, right? Focus on cache first. Focus on the extension and then work your way back into site. So like one person stay on site, do whatever he needs to do, and then the rest of you all try to focus on the extension side. Alright?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see, yeah, where's the mirror window? Okay, one here, there's a rotate. Mirror window, elevate style.
Elevate style, okay.
Okay, very nice. And then next mirror window is facing jacuzzi wall.
Where are the 3 castles?
So there's one Aruni gate here, one castle. Where's the other 2 Aruni gate and castle?
I 2 Aruni gate is
Okay, one's here. One's
One
base
zero.
stairs. Ouch.
the last one is at the mirror
Castle's
wall.
there, and then the last one's at the mirror wall.
Yeah.
Outside or
But
inside?
it's I put it at the wrong side.
Oh, okay.
So let's take a...
Okay, so there's a castle here, the default castle spot. Yeah, so that was a mistake lah on your end. Put the
Aruni gate,
Aruni gate
yeah.
at the wrong spot.
Yeah.
I like the setup, yeah, but it's just time management lah. You guys are lacking a bit in time management, even if it's just 4 people. Yeah, what I think just added it. But overall, very good. Feed holes, rotates, patch broken. The floor not completely broken for default plan though.
So then where ideally you fuck up lah.
Ideally, I would open right here so that if they try a plant behind safe cover, you can still shoot them out or see for them. And by the door here, excuse me, right here, so you can watch from below. Never mind, it's okay.
Sorry.
It's right. So you can watch from below and everything. So try to use the vertical play as well.
Okay.
There was no way near the thing.
I don't know how I died, but overall, I will give you all an A.
Yeah, same here.
Not A minus. I'm slowly working my way up as you guys are going through the rounds. I know the next bomb site is the worst bomb site of the map.
Let's see some innovation.
So yeah, let's see what you can do with it lah. Alright, same thing. I'm gonna give you 1 minute and 20 seconds. Time management, remember that. Don't have too many people on the same thing. If you notice too many people move away or say I got it and communicate lah. Communicate. This is the last round.
The worst bomb
And
site
then
ever.
the last one just
Don't reinforce the stop walls.
Oh.
You reinforce already, yeah. If you reinforce it's
Oh, we ran out of reinforcements. We forgot reinforce bar, but it's okay.
Goyo shield. Okay, you guys have another 25 seconds. Goyo shield, barbed wires, reinforce. Later, see. What is this? There's a mute jammer. Another Goyo shield. No, normal shield. Not reinforced. Okay, I'm coming over. Stop what you're doing. Alright, let's start with stop. Yeah, don't shoot me, please. Okay, so no barbed wire here. There's a Goyo shield right here from what I saw.
No, that's not Goyo shield.
That's a core issue.
Oh, right, wrong one.
Yeah. Ideally, there should be a rotate. Ideally, why is it a line of sight, not a rotate? Why is it a line of sight, not a rotate? That's the question.
Oh, sorry.
Anyone can answer? Whoever
This
made
one-
this can answer.
We
So
felt
let's
like
have to explore.
we felt like rotation hole would be a huge expose to the people that are right in here in Moto.
Okay, so probably you could have done you can do a vault rotate instead. So there is still a possibility of rotation. If not, you guys only have one way of entering, right? And you'll become a fatal funnel. Defenders, attackers from kitchen side and stock door can hold this one door pretty easily while the plant is going down. So try to make it a vault rotate if you don't want the people in stage area to be vulnerable, right? But because you have the shield in front already, right? So you can pretty much play stage rotate without a problem, right? Unless they destroy this shield. Once they destroy this shield, right, at least you still have a rotate back into side, a second rotate, right? So you don't have only one option, right?
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, like either make it a vault rotate or make it a full rotate. Oh my god.
Stop trying to see for him.
See for him lah, if not
Okay,
see for all of you.
Lounge area. Garage wall reinforcement is very nice. Ideally, maybe put a mute jammer or a bandit kai claw.
Alright. This is just an
alright.
example. This is just an example.
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
shoot.
okay, I get it. Yeah. Swamp area, pretty much nothing to do here. You can't really do much here unless you put barbed wire. Because most teams would take from garage, open the lounge wall, push down here into swamp. Then they will start opening the stock door from the K9 side and then start the plant once they have control. So they can cut off, basically they cut off half the map lah. So ideally maybe have someone playing in lounge area like by the door, you know, so you can peek in, peek out and still kill whoever is pushing from garage. Right, the barbed wire is okay, but a bit overkill. You can just have one barbed wire in the middle. Walls being reinforced, you're missed out on one wall. Yo. Strip club, no reinforcement for some reason.
So this is the problem with the setup.
Why was strip club? Why does strip club have no reinforcement?
We have to we reinforce hatch, we reinforce what else?
Oh, you
I
reinforce
think
wall.
we could have avoided these two reinforcements.
Yeah, you could have. Oh my god, keep reaching. You could have avoided the hedge reinforcements actually.
Yeah.
You can open it up so that y'all can have some vertical play also, so that you waste time. Like what SSG did, they waste time, right? They waste time with the roam and everything. So open the hatch, let your roamer have another way of escaping. Okay, vertical from a lot of places in this map. This map is pretty much an open book. So use vertical play. Very important. Don't forget vertical play. Don't just think of it as a very straightforward thing. Alright. Always remember vertical play is your number one friend. And this shield here is pretty useless.
There is one interesting angle from here on vertical play, like whoever wants to use it. So if you sit here, you can just watch the window vault.
Alright, I get it. But yeah, try to use more vertical play. That's what I wanted to see with this side. Because this side, you cannot just rely on your horizontal play.
Yes.
Alright?
Yeah.
Right.
And with that, we are done. So, I hope you all learned some really helpful stuff. And I hope that this class was helpful to everyone. To Raiden, who only has been playing for 1 month. I hope that you learn a little bit more about how to set up and the lines of sights and all the angles you can hold in this game, and try to use verticality a lot more in your setups and stuff like that.
Yep.
For the rest of you guys, I hope that it also, you know, helps you to, like, for Republic and Zane, that y'all can apply some of these things you learn to your team and your setup in your team, your professional your scrim team and stuff like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to ask me in the chat, as I am going to end off this stream soon. Besides that, I want to thank all of you for coming out today, and thank you Twitch chat for sticking around. I would also like to say that this whole academy thing wouldn't have been possible without R6 Singapore community and SCAPE, who have been generous enough to partner with us on this project, this workshop. And without further ado, we have two more classes. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 more classes coming out next week, 31st July and 1st August at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. You can still register for it on R6SC under announcements. There will be a registration link, so go on to there if you want to register for that.
Sorry, which one is?
Sorry?
Which one is?
31st and 1st.
No.
2 p.m. to 4 p.m. So
May I know what's the overall rating of my placements? Like my Wama and Kai.
You're the one you already.
I think it's a bit hard to answer, but in terms of ingenuity, it was definitely a 10. Or like a 5. Let's take the right rating at 5. I think it's quite interesting. You show me things that I haven't seen before. Definitely quite interesting things for me to also think about. And yeah, it's a bit ingenious. I don't know. I can't comment on whether the practicality of it because I haven't played against you. But hopefully in the upcoming Guai tournament, I understand that you are registered. And yeah, if I see you there, then we'll see how it goes. And I'll let you know then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, for you guys, stick around. I think Quicks has something to say to y'all. Quicks, I'll defer myself now. Thank you. Okay, Twitch chat, thank you all for coming out. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have been very awesome.
Thank you for the questions and thank you for coming down today.
Yeah, so please stick around for the next 2 sessions, which will be, like I said, 31st and the 1st at 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. It's a Saturday and Sunday, right? If I'm not wrong. If you still want to register, the link is right there. Quicks has sent it. Click on the link, sign up there. And the things to look forward to is the last session will be a 5v5 custom game to apply what you guys have learned from these 4 classes. So it will be quite fun there. You just have fun, run around, do your site setups and everything, your comms and everything, and just frag out lah. You know, have fun. But without further ado, thank you all and have a good night. Goodbye. Bye bye. Wait for the camera.
Bye bye.